Hello everyone, I'm Repa Kustipia from the Center for Studying Indonesian Food Anthropology and Social Enterprise Gastrotourism Academy based in Tasikmalaya, West Java, Indonesia. First and foremost, I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to the region's Asia Summit or RAS 2025 organizer for these invitations and continued communication. Thank you, especially to Austin, Yunji, Levin, and Harris for the warm coordination. And in Malaysia, to the Senior Executive Office of the Provost at the National University of Singapore for kindly issuing the official invitation letter. It is an honor to present in front of such a distinguished community. My respectful greetings as well to the steering committee, especially Professor Fira Tikaran and Associate Professor Daniel P.S. Go, whose collaborative efforts have emphasized this event is about more than just sustainability. It's about ecological regeneration through holistic, inclusive, and interdisciplinary lenses. In that spirit, I'm here to share an empirical story, one that is rooted in the lived experiences of rural communities, drawn from phenomenological insight and food anthropology. My focus will be on the indigenous rural food system of Tasikmalaya, West Java, a region where traditional ecological knowledge is not only practiced but embodied and transmitted through food. Through an ethnofood approach, I will be exploring how structuralism, symbolic anthropology, and practice theory help us to understand food not just as sustenance, but as a wisdom embedded in cultural identity, social practice, and ecological balance. Let us journey together into a plate of wisdom, a story of food, place, and people. To all participants, panelists, and attendees of the Regions Asia Summit 2025, I have made this empirical story available through a link I prepared. It is open to be downloaded, read, and even shared freely. Even better, I encourage you to improvise, adapt, and expand upon it so that the lived experiences from this fieldwork can continue to be transformative. In alignment with the ongoing growth of knowledge and civilization, I have not maintained an academic CV in a while, so instead I have prepared a short bio, which I have saved at the link I provided in include in my research interests and experiences. So I was also recently featured by UNESCO as part of my work as a rural gastronomist, an acknowledgement of our collective efforts with local communities to show the world that restoring food system must begin upstream by ensuring that the food producing ecosystem are healthy and thriving. To all attendees, please feel free to reach out me by email, and I'm also always open to knowledge exchange, including early stage ideas. Don't worry and don't hesitate. Let's keep learning together, especially about what we eat and what we must preserve for future generations.
What's on your plate today? So here's mine when I'm away from home. I enjoy grilled quail with sweet soy sauce and then served with white rice. Historically, quail has been a traditional alternative protein to chicken in West Java. I also suffered nasi jamlang, the rice wrapped in waru leaves. Waru is a hibiscus tilaceus served alongside a spread of side dish display in bowls and basins, and this included balakutak. Balakutak is a seafood dish cooked in black ink. And then I just ate egg stew, various specialties of Sundanese Cirebonese cuisine. It's a truly unique experience often found at roadside stalls and local eateries there. Indonesia's gastronomic landscape also embraced global influences. I had the chance to try African style lamb cooked with bananas and onions, prepared by an African African chef married to an Indonesian. So it was eye-opening to realize that lamb can pair beautifully with banana instead of the usual rice or potatoes. Together with the gastronomy's Zen team, so I enjoy grilled gurami. Gurami is a premium dish in Sundanese cuisine, reflecting the pescatarian leanings of my ethnic group, yeah, as a Sundanese person and known for fish farming as a key part of rural livelihood. I'm also a fan of noodles. I had mi tek tek. Mi tek tek is a Japanese street dish named after the tek 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 sound. The tek 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 sounds vendors make while knocking on their works, and then they go to the door to door. And I enjoy peanut butter toast and tapioca snack. Tapioca snack in Sundanese call it cireng. Yeah, you can try to searching for a cireng recipe. Yeah, it's really easy to cook. Often made from local gardens and sold in a small village stall also, where I go to buy it, and then I sipped coffee because clearly I was hungry that day. And in Padang, West Sumatra, I tried the famous nasi Padang with yellow snapper curry and ayam pop. Ayam pop is a chicken pop, but chicken pop in global cuisine is really different in Padang. Yeah, ayam pop, you can search or googling about the ayam pop recipe from Padang or West Sumatra. Finally, in Tasikmalaya, I enjoy Peranakan street food, a beautiful fusion of Sundanese and Chinese culinary traditions. Through food, I'm always learning, especially the value of flavor and cultural tolerance. Yeah, it's a gentle reminder. Food waste begins on our own plates. Let's reflect. Mindfulness in eating also means responsibility after eating. These photos are part of my environmental and urban food ecology study. So I conducted fieldwork at Bantar Gebang, Jakarta's largest landfill site or area. So what I witnessed was overwhelming mountains of food packaging waste. It's difficult to decompose and far beyond the current recycling capacity because the limited workforce and technology for recycling only amplify the problem. Most of the waste came from industrial food packaging and stacked higher than me, literally forming hills of garbage. This experience led me to a profound reflection. Our responsibility doesn't end when we finish eating. It continues with how we dispose of what remains. Simple actions like separating waste properly have a significant impact, but in the fact, waste segregation is one of the most effective ways to reduce the volume of non-recyclable waste. Later, I went on what I thought would be a relaxing castle trip. It was funny, but it soon turned into another layer of my research, a study of aquatic food contaminations. I met with local fishers, both fresh catch directly from them, and then drawing on my background as a nutritionist. Oh yeah, before I'm working on anthropology of food, I was a nutritionist. So I collaborated with colleagues at a nearby food laboratory to test the sample. So the results were alarming. The seafood contains trace of lead. These findings remind us food is not just about what's on the table. It's about how it's produced, processed, consumed, and ultimately how it's discarded. This is part of my visual ethnographic exhibitions on ultra-processed food. Here we go. I still save as part of my food anthropology research, so I committed to consuming ultra-processed food for 1 full year to observe its effect firsthand. Yeah, the result, I ended up with a persistent stomach pain. Yes, seriously. And yes, a bit of humor helps process it, yeah, pun intended. So these personal experiments reflects a broader explorations of modern lifestyle and the rising dependence the rising dependence on instant and then processed food in urban societies. While convenience, these habits can often come at a cost to our health, especially our digestive system. So, as someone who experienced the consequences directly, so here's my gentle reminder again, yeah, please include real food in your daily diets or daily consumptions. Will minimally processed foods help balance and regulate our digestive functions. Without them, so the symptoms like constipation, yeah, and then can become more frequent and disruptive. So as part of the study, so I just curated and analyzed the food additive ingredients found in the product I consume. So the most frequently recurring additives included sucralose and then fructose, sorbitol, calcium propionate, and MSG or monosodium glutamate, and sodium nitrate. So these additives may extend shelf life and then enhance flavor, yeah, but they can also disrupt gut health. Yeah, especially when consumed in excess over time. So this exhibition is both reflections and a call to awareness. So let's stay curious, critical, and kind to our own bodies. So my phenomenological approach to this research stems from direct fieldwork experiences and embodied encounters with food practices in both rural and urban settings. I observe and live through how global food crises are not abstract but deeply personal, reflected in everyday choices people make, especially when ultra-processed food replace local and traditional meals. Through Structuralisms by Levi-Strauss, I understand that food systems are structured by binary oppositions: local versus global, raw versus cooked, fresh versus preserved. Ultra-processed foods disrupt these codes, often reversing or erasing them. So the rise of convenience undermines not just nutrition but meaning. From the lens of symbolic anthropology, Mary Douglas, ultra-processed food carries symbolic message, status, modernity, efficiency, and then while indigenous food knowledge, once a symbol of identity and resilience, is fading. This symbolic shift also contributes to the loss of local culinary rituals. Using practice theory like Bourdieu and or the Sherry Beth Ottner, reflect and I just reflect too on how food waste and overconsumptions are not merely individual behaviors, but socially conditioned practices shaped by habitus, media, access, and economic structures. Food waste starts on our own plates, yes, but is produced systemically. So ultimately, the rising environmental impact from food, yeah, I mean the packaging and productions loops back to the same issues, and then our detachment from real food and the systems that once nurtured it. Welcome to my current fieldwork, Gastroforestry project, a 1.4 hectare agroforestry area where gastronomy meets forestry. This is regenerative indigenous rural food system, rich in ethnofood, ethnobotany, ethnomedicines, and rituals. So it's a chemical-free ecosystem where food retains its full nutritional value. I have discovered traditional medicinal plants here and learned that Sundanese people believe in land sovereignty because the diversity of forest farming cycles ensure food security without dependency on markets. So here's the rituals like communal harvest celebrate not only food but share joy and resilience. So you are warmly welcome to visit and explore. This is indigenous ecological knowledge, agroforestry practices from Sudanese tradition. So reflect the deep root connections between people, land, and food. So in Sudanese culture, agroforestry is more than farming. It's a way of life. It includes sharing food, composting, domesticating local plants, climbing trees, and then listening to ancestral wisdom passed down through community life. And these skills, like cultivating rice fields and harvesting with care, are essential knowledge that every Sudanese person is expected to master. So this living tradition sustain not only ecological balance, but also cultural identity and food sovereignty. And this is the principle of the Sudanese agroecological wisdom, includes leweng kolot. It's like a forest for food and biodiversity. Tumpang sari means intercropping for soil and food security. Nyambuang is the traditional food storage, and gotong royong means a collective labor. Root in cosmology can divine food is ancestral trust and managed without waste and overexploitation. Forest food conservation fosters cultural resilience and ecological intelligence, preserving traditional ethics and shared responsibility. So it values diversity over uniformity, supporting local food system root in balance. And my project or current project here, Gastroforestry project, you can see on the Instagram. I just mentioned it, and this is a document. Through rural gastronomy and agroforestry, highlighting real-time research on sustainable, community-driven for food futures. Maybe just that's all. Thank you.